In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to create a chiseled star in Cinema 4D with a displacer deformer. By the end, you'll have a dynamic faceted look that animates from rough and textured to clean and smooth, all driven by a simple setup. We'll start by creating the base shape. Add a star from the spline primitives. In the attributes, adjust the inner and outer radii to set the overall size and the depth of the points. Fewer points give you a classic star. More points feel more ornamental. Keep an eye on the overall proportions now, because this foundation determines how the chisel reads later. Next, give the star thickness. Make the star spline a child of an extrude object. Increase the movement value to add depth along Z. Enable caps so the front and back faces are filled, and add enough subdivisions on the caps and along the extrusion to capture fine detail from the displacement. A regular grid on the caps helps distribute polygons evenly, which prevents stretching when the noise pushes the surface. Now for the chisel magic. Add a displacer deformer as a child of the extrude object. As a child, the displacer will affect the entire extruded star and displace along the surface normals by default, which is what we want for a carved look. Set the strength high enough to clearly see the effect. You can dial it back later. Open the displacer shading tab and add a noise shader. Choose a noise type with some crisp breakup to suggest facets, then adjust the global scale until the pattern feels like believable chiseling rather than lumpy distortion. Increasing contrast in the noise helps sharpen the planes, and lowering the relative scale creates finer, more detailed facets. To keep the surface evolving over time, enable animation in the noise. A small animation speed is usually enough to give motion without turning it into a liquid effect. Finally, animate the displacer's strength. At the start of your timeline, set the strength to 100 and keyframe it. Move forward in time to where you want the star to look clean, set the strength to 0 and keyframe again. In the timeline, you can ease the curve so the transition feels deliberate, starting bold and resolving smoothly. If the effect looks too soft or too harsh, balance it by adjusting the noise scale and contrast, or by increasing mesh subdivisions in the extrude. That's the complete setup for a controllable, animated chiseled star using a displacer in Cinema 4D.